Hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel. I have been a long time Black Friday shopper. I have been known to get my money's worth, and I tend to use Black Friday to stock up for the year so that I don't have to buy products through the year, and of course I did not pay full price for them. So this video is going to show you how to get like me. I'm going to give you all the tips, tricks that I've used over the years so that you too can be a pro at Black Friday shopping. Okay, y'all, first off, can I make this comment here? Do I need to start putting these videos up in October? Do I need to start putting these up in October because it's getting wild? Okay. I am sitting down and filming this in October to be put up in November as usual, and already a brand had like a 40% off sale, which is definitely Black Friday zone, and then Sally Beauty did something that's ending on Halloween that is like a BOGO 50, which would normally be not that great of a deal, but in this case it included kinky curly products, which are difficult to get on sale, and the actual brand never does a sale. So I was like, okay, all right. But anyway, y'all can start the sales when y'all want to, but I guess my video just finna be late. It is what it is. Okay, so my first recommendation for you is probably one of the most important because it will get you started. Sign up for the email list or text list of your most wanted, most desired favorites brands. The reason why I am suggesting this is because for many brands, yes, they post on their social media, but I have found that usually social media is behind the email. So they may release an email in the morning about whatever deal it is, and then the social media will post hours later, or sometimes even a day or so later. It is behind. So if you want to know the most up-to-date information, you got to be in their email. Also, quite a few brands will do specific special stuff that is specifically for the email subscribers. Like one brand, and I'm not going to name the brand because I don't want to give away too much details for everyone involved in this situation, but one brand did a special sale only for their email subscribers at this certain percentage. And then when they announced this sale on social media and stuff like that elsewhere, the percentage for the sale was less off, and it just wasn't as big of a sale or whatever. And also, the items have been picked over by their email subscribers. I saw that someone had screenshot their cart and posted it to their stories. And so in the cart, I could see the code that they used. That was an email subscriber code. I used the code and got all these percentages off. I'm not on the email list for this particular brand. And then later on, when they did announce on social media what their sale was, it was not what I had gotten by using the code that I saw someone had screenshot. So sometimes email can get you access to a sale that they are never going to offer to the public. Okay, so next one, especially with everything that's going on in our world right now, the way people's pockets are looking right now, plan. I have never really been one who just bought stuff on Black Friday to buy it, adding it to a huge wall of hair products and just sit there and then I can't even use it before it would typically expire. Like running my own amateur at home beauty supply store, except I'm not selling to anyone, the products are for me. That is not the way. Money spent on extra products is money wasted. Definitely sit down and plan. Some of the things that I've done, because I create YouTube videos, so I know not everybody can do this, is I regularly make empties videos throughout the year, right? So my biggest thing is I would go to my empties videos for the year, the last 4 videos, I would watch them through, and I would calculate how much of each category or product that I use. So that would help me come up with, okay, roughly I need this many shampoos for the year, this many conditioners, this many whatever. And then I would go and look at my collection to see, you know, where it matches up, and then see what's extra, what do I need. And so I would only be purchasing to fill a need for the year. I'm not saying don't have fun. Every now and then I have fun and I buy things that I don't necessarily need right in the moment or don't necessarily match the needs in my collection. But I think that especially now more than ever, it is important to not buy things that are above and beyond what you actually need. Go and take stock of what you have and make a plan. Number 3, do some research. Do research on the brands that you are interested in. And what I mean by that is find out what have they offered before in Black Friday sales. What do they normally do? When do they normally do it? This could be helpful, one, so that you don't miss a sale. There may be some people who never really do a sale too close to Black Friday. Like, I found that if you are someone who is interested in those brands that are sold at Sally Beauty, Sally Beauty tends to do a lot of sales like throughout the month or leading up to Black Friday. So you may miss a sale because you're waiting for them to actually do something on Black Friday, where that's not really the case with them. There are some people who tend to do their sales after Black Friday. There are some people where the percentage that they offer off is low, but it is pretty decent for that particular brand. So anytime I come across a new brand, I do deep searches on them to see what do they normally do. A really good source of this type of information is old social media posts. If you can find something old on their Instagram, Facebook is a little bit more searchable. If you can find a really old Facebook post, like maybe from a year or two ago, where they're saying, what they're doing for their Black Friday sale. That way you can just get a hang on things of like, what do they normally do? So you can kind of get an idea of what to expect for the next year, or you can also know if what they've done for the current year is good or bad. 4 plays right into what I was just talking about, y'all. But keep an eye out early. Black Friday has not been on Black Friday for a long, long time. Like, I remember a time where I used to be up at night, like, and actually like shop with me videos. I don't know if those are public though. I'll have to dig through and see. I don't, and they didn't really get that many views. But basically, you used to have to be like up. I would just stay up after Thanksgiving, which depends on where I'm at and how much food I got. It might be easier to do that, okay? But I would stay up in order to hit my favorite shops to be able to shop with them. You don't have to do that anymore. People start the sales, I can say at least the last 2 years or so, the sales will start like November 1. Like, November is like the sales season. But like I was saying at the beginning of this video, I have already seen Black Friday level sales. Like, 40% off is a Black Friday level sale. And then I think Grace Alea sent like 2 different emails. I can't remember what they were, but each of them were definitely almost Black Friday level deals that they were sending. So, and that's October stuff. So definitely keep an eye out early. Don't wait until Black Friday because you may miss some otherwise good sales. For 5, I'm going to give you my buy it now rules. These are personal to me, so you make your own judgments and adjustments if you need to. All right, so number 1, a good percentage off for the brand. For the brand is a key component here, okay? So 30% off at Mixed Chicks is good, is great. 30% off at Soultanicals is not good, okay? They usually do 50, 40%, 55, something like that. They usually do. They also offer their like gift cards at a discount, so you can later use them outside of Black Friday to get the same Black Friday price. So see what is good for that brand. Again, going back to that research, and choose if you're going to participate or not. What is the buy it now price for that brand? Okay, so if the percentage is not that good that they're offering off, I need to be buying enough at their site to trigger free shipping. Like, a little something for my trouble. If I'm only needing 1 item and they have a low percentage off, I probably will just abandon cart and not buy anything from them at all. Because I'm not gonna not have a good percentage and then on top of that pay shipping at the same time. Okay, even though I will say some brands do have pretty inexpensive shipping. Obia Naturals, their shipping is never really expensive, just as an example. Okay, and the last buy it now thing that I have is compare the deals if it's sold somewhere else, because I may choose to buy it now from Ulta because the deal there is better than on the site. So a good example of this is Curlsmith does okay with their sales, but I was able to buy some things in previous years where the sale at Ulta was better than what they had going on. Same thing with Pattern Beauty. Sometimes the sale at Ulta or Sephora is better than the sale that's actually going on the Pattern Beauty site. So if I know that that's the fact, then I will buy it now from the other retailer instead of directly from their site. 6, watch my stories in the lead up to Black Friday. I am known, I do this year after year after year, so I can guarantee and promise you that I will do this again. I always repost sales. When I see a sale from a brand that I follow that, is a product that I know that you guys like or something that I like, I repost them to my stories on Instagram. I'm what_the_kink on Instagram. Just the same name that it is here, but with underscores separating in the spaces. I will tell you though, like I said earlier, that social media tends to be behind email. So I can't promise you that I'm posting the most up-to-date stuff. I also do not tend to post things that are in my email, because if they say it's an email exclusive, I'm not going to then turn around and share it on my Instagram. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I feel like it's a principle of the thing. So I am trying to aggregate all this stuff into my stories. I will admit that I am not the best at sharing these things on YouTube, because that will require me to do a whole other set of things to do it, where it's a lot faster just to share it to my stories. So that is where you want to look. I might do a cute roundup summary thing. That might be fun on YouTube, but it would be after the fact probably. So don't rely on me on YouTube. Definitely go over to Instagram to stay on top of the sales, especially on the day of the Black Friday or around it, because I start posting before the day of Black Friday, or at least the last 2 years or so I have. So I am not planning to really get much this year. I mean, I don't have much hair this year, and I still have products in there, not a crop ton of products, because I'm a planning girly. And I probably will need products by the end of the year or midpoint of the year. But I just don't want to buy now when I don't really know the norm for what I usually would use. I don't know right now. So here's what's on my list. I'm probably gonna get Olaplex because it was recommended to me, because I have color treated hair now. We got the chemicals in. Probably get the pattern treatment mask. It's a more pricey thing, but it always goes on sale. I think it's been on sale the last 2 years. And that's, of course, is available at like 3 different retailers, so I can get a good price. And then I may get one of them little hair mists, the little smell things, the scents. They all look like the Sol de Janeiro. I don't know if a patent thing expired or whatever, but everybody's making one, and it's really tempting to me. So I might just get that for funsies. And then I'm kind of in a merch mood. Like, I want your sweatshirt, your coffee mug, your whatever. I might get a couple of things. Every now and then I do purchase things like that on Black Friday. I kind of am in that mood again. Like, I feel like I need another pattern mug. They had the white mugs the other time. I have the black one. I feel like I need the white mug. A little bit in the mood on that. But anyways, while we're waiting for the lead up to this Black Friday, okay, first you're going to do everything that I suggest you do in this video, but then also you're going to pop over to my last year's videos where I actually show you some of this stuff. I show you my planning for the shopping and all that kind of stuff. I made a lot more Black Friday videos in the past, so go check those out. Hey, subscribe, invite me to that subscriptions page that you visit sometimes, and I will talk to you in the next video.